On paper, Storage Wars seems like an idea that would have never worked, but it did. Watching people bid on storage containers that have been abandoned by their original owners just sounds strange. But viewers can't get enough, and they want to know more. Well, let's unlock the secret vaults and pore over some Storage Wars facts you may not have known. Some of it's staged. Storage Wars is another reality show that, allegedly, plays loose with the definition of the word reality. Cast member Dave Hester approached producers with concerns over the show's authenticity numerous times. In fact, he filed a lawsuit against the A&E network and Original Productions over those concerns in 2012. Hester's suspicions arose because whenever he won a bid, producers would draw his attention to certain boxes or unload the storage unit so he would discover certain items, like the time he found a pile of old newspapers, which announced Elvis Presley's death, or when he found a car underneath a pile of trash, a BMW mini car to be exact. Hester alleged that the producers were planting valuable goods in the storage units ahead of time to make the show more interesting. But that wasn't the only reason Hester filed his lawsuit. He also alleged that A&E fired him from the show after season 3 as a result of his concerns. Yeesh. But A&E wasn't going down without a fight. A&E is a First Amendment proponent. Oddly enough, A&E didn't really deny Hester's accusations. The channel claimed whatever behind-the-scenes actions it took were protected by the First Amendment. Since Storage Wars isn't a game show, the producers can do as they please. A&E claimed Hester's lawsuit was driven by spite and nothing else. When all was said and done, Hester was ordered to pay A&E's legal fees, but a judge also ruled he could proceed with his wrongful termination suit. In the end, Hester and the network settled out of court, and he came back to the show with season 5. Jarrod Schulz's dark past. Though he may have vaguely mentioned it a few times on the show, veteran bidder Jarrod Schulz never elaborated on his criminal past. Too bad for him that the internet is a thing. OK Magazine reported in 2012 that Schulz was arrested for felony possession of a controlled substance, narcotics transportation, and a DUI back in 1997. OK also reports that in 1999, Schulz was busted again for pretty much the same things, only this time he got a parole violation added to his charges. For his crimes, Schulz served a 16-month stretch in a state prison. There's no bidding for the top bunk. Jarrod owes his fame to his aunt. According to the Orange County Register, Jarrod Schulz was having a rough go staying afloat in the mortgage business when he got his first whiff of storage auctions from his aunt, who at the time was managing a public storage facility. Over time, he and his longtime partner, Brandy Passante, would go on to open up their own secondhand store now and then. How did they go from there to Storage Wars? It all went down at an auction in Harbor City, California, where he met producers who were planning Storage Wars. The rest, of course, is history. Mark Balelo's arrest and suicide. In February 2013, storage warrior Mark Balelo was arrested for possession of methamphetamine, but not enough to distribute, meaning it was probably for his own personal use. This had happened before too. Hollywood Life reports that in December 2007, he was arrested and charged with 3 controlled substance felonies. Sadly, Balelo's latest arrest seemed to push him over the edge as he committed suicide just 2 days later via carbon monoxide poisoning. Love at first sight. If you've ever wondered how Dan and Laura Dotson have stayed solid all these years, it might have a little to do with their relationship's beginning. "I found the right man because I am very high energy," Laura told the Huffington Post while discussing her relationship with Dan, whom she met in 1996. "When I saw him auctioneering all over the place, I thought, I'm going to marry that man. We just looked at each other, said, let's get married, I'll snatch you up. 4 months later, I was pregnant. The whole doggone thing," she continued. "We work well together. He's taught me how to auction, and it's the best thing that's ever happened in my life." Dan suffered a double brain aneurysm. In 2014, Dan and Laura got the health scare of their lives when Dan suffered a double brain aneurysm in Palm Springs, California. According to TMZ, Dan's condition was so bad when he got to the hospital that he was given only a 4 to 20% chance of living. Miraculously, Dan's surgery turned out to be a success. He was released from the hospital a little over a week later. As an added bonus, Dan decided to quit smoking after 40 years after his surgery saved his life. Pirate's booty. Talk about buried treasure. In 2011, TMZ reported that a storage unit auctioned off by Dan and Laura Dotson unknowingly contained about $500,000 worth of Spanish gold, dating anywhere between the 16th and 19th century. The booty was discovered after the storage unit had been auctioned off. It was reportedly located inside a real pirate's chest that was at least 200 years old. If that wasn't amazing enough, the report says the winning bidder made off with the gold by paying a little over $1,000 for the storage unit. Barry got his start in wholesale produce. Speaking to Wisconsin's Big Cheese on 107.9 FM, Barry Weiss, who left the show in 2013, revealed he worked for 30 years in the wholesale produce business before his Storage Wars fame came about.
No, actually, I was in the wholesale produce business, fruits, vegetables, that sort of thing. But in pretty big volume, we provisioned everything from cruise ships, hotels, restaurants, that sort of thing. And so I was in that business, 30 years. And but always been collecting antiques on the side, collectibles, wheeling and dealing, with just kooky, off-the-wall objects. So that helped fund my passion for collecting weird stuff.
It's like that old saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Or just sell enough of them until you get a reality TV show. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more videos like the one you just saw. And leave us a comment to let us know what surprised you the most about the cast of Storage Wars.